Hello everyone! Welcome to Messy Heart, where we dive deep into troubling accounts and messy relationships, hoping to provide support and advice to those who might seek it. Let's head into our first story. Listen carefully and give us your thoughts on the comments section. Story 1. I am reconsidering my relationship with my fiancé after she canceled plans last minute and don't think she's bringing any net value add to my life anymore. Advice? My fiancé, 26F, and I, 26M, have been together for 4 years and we're currently preparing to move into our first apartment together. We don't live together yet, though. One issue I've noticed with her is that she cancels plans last minute for reasons that seem valid to her but not to me. For example, she once canceled plans just a few hours before an event I was really excited about because she had a stressful day at work and just wanted to stay home, eat pizza, and do some self-care. Since I didn't have anyone else to go with, I ended up missing out and felt really disappointed. Times it feels like she's being selfish. Because of this, I've stopped making plans with her as often. Instead, we just hang out at each other's places. However, this weekend I was really looking forward to going to a ramen restaurant that's known for having long wait times. My fiancé suggested we go, and we finalized our plans. I even skipped heavy meals throughout the day so I could fully enjoy the ramen. She knew how much I was looking forward to it. I had also invited a friend, Carla, but she hadn't confirmed yet. Until an hour before we were supposed to leave, it was assumed that it would just be my fiancé and me. I had also asked another friend, Carla, to join me, but she hadn't confirmed by then, and my fiancé knew that. It was assumed until like an hour before we were supposed to leave that only my fiancé and I would be going. However, my fiancé, like the flake she is, canceled on me an hour before we were supposed to leave because she had a nosebleed. I mean, a nosebleed, seriously? That's your reason for canceling a plan? Again? I get nosebleeds too. It's not a big deal. Everyone has had nosebleeds as a kid too. She said sorry she couldn't go and we can go tomorrow. I was heartbroken and felt so dismissed, like she lacked consideration and respect for me and my time. I had my say too. Just because you don't feel like going out doesn't mean I shouldn't too. I hate that her refusal felt like a decision was made for me. I was festering in my own misery when Carla texted me and said that she can join us both. I was happy about this because I really didn't know who I could go with at this time when she canceled and assumed Carla wouldn't be able to make it as well. So, I told Carla that my fiancé couldn't make it, but I'd love to go with her instead. I figured my life shouldn't stop just because my fiancé cancels. I deserve to have fun too. I ended up going with Carla, and maybe out of a bit of pettiness, I posted an Instagram story with the caption, "Best ramen partner ever." This really upset my fiancé because it probably looked like I was on a date with another woman. Carla is very attractive and my fiancé has some insecurities, so it didn't help. To be clear, she wasn't just upset about the story, she was upset about the fact that I didn't plan my life around her and went out with another girl alone. I told her that she already knew that Carla could join me and her based off of our original plan. How is it my fault that I went with someone who was actually available to take some time out to hang out with me than my own partner who makes shitty excuses? Like it's clearly not happening for the first time, it's a pattern. I told her off and said that she has no right to be upset, and if she really wants me to not go out with someone else other than her, she needs to step up and show up as a partner and not assume she's the center of my universe. She started apologizing deeply and crying on the phone. However, I told her that I need some time to reconsider our relationship to see if it serves me because I genuinely feel that I don't need so much disappointment in my life that she's bringing. I flatly told her that right now it doesn't feel like she's bringing any net value add to my life. What piece of advice would you give to OP? Let us know down in the comments and let's move on to our next story. Story 2. I messaged my boyfriend's coworker because I think he wants to cheat on me with her. Is it okay? I, 28F, visited my boyfriend's 28M office because I had an appointment nearby. As I was about to enter the building, I saw him with a coworker. He pretended he didn't see me, but we met each other's eyes. I thought it was one of those walking meetings where they take walks while having discussions, so I didn't think anything of it. When I asked him who he was with, he said it was a work friend named Addie, fake name. I remembered an Addie popping up on his Instagram notifications before, so I asked if it was the same person, and why he hasn't told me anything about a new work friend, as we know each other's friends. He told me to chill, and that if I'm thinking of something malicious, know that she is not his type. I asked if O could see what they were chatting on Instagram about, and he said I was being toxic and that I was invading his privacy. I said if it's nothing, why can't he just show it? He repeatedly called me toxic until I told him to stop. He told me that he needs some time alone, so I have to stay at my parents' house. We love together, by the way. I said no, but he said he needs to think, and being by himself makes him think more clearly. Fast forward to today, 2 weeks from the incident, we went to a party and he got drunk that I had to walk him from the car to our bed. As I was about to get in bed myself, his phone popped up with a notification saying, "You up?" It was from the girl named Addie. I read the messages, and it turns out that they saw each other after work to see the city lights, watch a movie, and play mini-golf on the night he asked me to stay at my parents' house. The messages also indicated that he picked her up from her place. She doesn't know that we're together, maybe because from her online profiles she seems very religious and set on her values. I messaged her. I told her I was my BF's girlfriend, and I sent photos of my BF and I together with timestamps on them. I told her that I knew when they went out. I asked her not to message my BF until I figure everything out. She never responded, but she removed my BF from her followers a few minutes later. I'm scared about what could happen if, when he finds out what I did, we may break up. I don't even know if he's cheating. He downplayed it last time by saying you can have guy work friends but I can't. I don't really know what to believe. Please help. I now regret messaging Addie. I am typing all of this at 4 a.m. I don't know what will happen when he finds out. Share your thoughts with us and let's move on to our next story. Story 3. My friend/new roommate doesn't want my dog living in our apartment. How do I move forward? For some background, IF28 adopted my dog Ruby from a shelter 4 years ago. At the time I lived alone and was mostly WFH. About 2.5 years ago, I was promoted into a position that required me to travel a ton for work. My parents live only 30 minutes away from me, so I had to come to a joint custody arrangement with them and Ruby, since I was out of town for at least 1/3 of every month. Ruby is very sweet and very well behaved. My parents absolutely adore her and she adores them, so it was a perfect arrangement. Well, recently my company offered me a pay raise to relocate to a different city. It would be a bit less travel. Conveniently, I have an old college friend, Tamara, F30, who already lives in this new city. When I told her that I was moving there, she told me she was looking for a new, bigger place and would love to go in on a nicer apartment with me. Tamara and I get along well, and we had luck finding a great rental with plenty of space for both of us. Tamara has a cat. It is something that we discussed before we signed our lease. I told her that I have a dog who is very friendly towards other animals, but I told her that Ruby would be in our place while I was traveling since I would no longer be able to house her with my parents. Tamara told me she had no problem with Ruby. I told her that I'd hire a dog sitter while I was away, but Tamara said she would feed her and walk her while I was away, which would now only be a handful of days a month. We moved in last week, and I wasn't able to bring Ruby with me right away. We made plans for my parents to drive her out next weekend, and in the meantime we'd share some of Ruby's things with Tamara's cat to get him used to the scent and such. To my surprise, Tamara's cat has been very grumpy, hissing at me a lot or swiping if I get too close to him. She told me that he was stressed about moving, and I took her word and just gave him space for a few days. On Saturday, Tamara told me she doesn't want Ruby living in our apartment. She said her cat is not very friendly around other animals or other people, and she doesn't want to stress him out further by bringing in another pet. I was livid at this since we had discussed pet arrangements beforehand, and she assured me her cat would be okay with it. I asked her what she expected me to do with my dog, and she said I should just give Ruby to my parents completely, since they are used to watching her when I am away. I had a conversation with my parents about this, and they are upset for me, but also told me they would have no problem taking Ruby permanently or until I no longer live with Tamara. I told Tamara that I would either be bringing Ruby to our apartment or I would have to break our lease, which I really don't want to do. All she said was she was going to prioritize her cat in this situation and do what was best for him. I have literally no idea what to do. I love my dog so much, I can't imagine leaving her behind completely. I feel so betrayed by Tamara that I don't even want to live with her anyway, but it would cost an arm and a leg to break the lease and then find a new apartment by myself. Though it feels like that is my only option. How about that one? Let us have your thoughts and advice down in the comments section. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to check out our other videos and, as always, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Never forget that your smile is your best feature. Wear it proudly. See ya.